Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. As I Badger back for some more League Lads Season 15 regular season action. Mix up my state of the tournament real fast. I'm joined tonight by two commentators, though. It is Season 15 Lads Champions. I mean, League Lads Season 2. Oh god, I can't say words tonight. League Lads Plus Season 2 Champions, Logical and Ruffneck. How are you doing this fine evening?
Good.
Well, I'm not a season Lads Plus champion, but
Oh, were you not on that team, actually?
No,
that
it's a
was
5.
Andy. That was the silly snail.
My bad, my bad.
No worries.
We will be season 15 champions, of course. So
Sure.
you're not wrong there.
Sure.
Man, we shall see. We shall see. We do have some Dota teams, though, in the Dota lobby at long last. We have Ramen on the Dire side, PolarAss on the Radiant side, and hopefully the Dota's gonna be good. These are two big name teams here.
Yeah, so I was looking at the Dota books before the game, trying to figure out what they were going to ban, and it seems like people ban the same stuff against PolarAss. It's this Doom and Brewmaster every game, but the last team did Primal Beast as well, and they 2-0'd them, so I'm kind of expecting that. As for Radiant bans, though, it was like hard to figure out because they seem to be different every game, except for Disruptor. Disruptor's gone every game. I'm curious that if Brewmaster was left through, if it would actually get first overall picked.
Pilsky would definitely first overall pick it. Yeah, there's no way he wouldn't.
I don't think Brewmaster is that strong in less, to be honest, but I could see them first overall picking it. Just because, yeah, I mean, he's really good at it. There isn't also like the most obvious counters that you want to pick immediately. I feel like when there's like a hero spammer, like FN, for example, and you have just like first pick Huskar, you want to like immediately pick a hero like AA or something, Doom, to counter the Huskar. But I don't know if there is something like that for Brewmaster. But there's like Disruptor, I guess, is really good against it. But most of the time, Disruptor is first phase ban. There's some heroes like Weaver, like later on, that are really good against Brew. I don't think there's anything that you want to pick immediately.
Yeah, another very tanky hero banned out as well in the Kunkka. You know, it's mostly after the Kunkka isn't necessarily a Filski ban, but a lot of teams that play against PolarAss, they just ban out these Filski heroes for good reason.
I mean, if their mid plays Kunkka too, or Dark, I don't think Dark would put himself on Kunkka, but the threat's always there, and that's a dangerous flex.
Is Dark drafting? No, it's not Filski. Yeah, I mean, I think Filski has played Kunkka also. First pick Razor.
Into Tiny. Okay. Meta heroes, meta heroes. You know what?
Yeah, I think this Razor is like the strongest opener in the patch, honestly. You can just go any lane, and it's gonna win. Unless there's a Quap or Viper or something.
That's what I was gonna say. You know, this Razor hero, it's pretty good, and I'm sick and tired of seeing it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm bored playing against it too. It's I mean, it's a challenging hero, but it's every game.
You want to
Yeah.
look? Maybe he's challenging, but he's most certainly a weenie hero, and I don't like him.
I agree. It's definitely when you get Tiny on the other hand, I consider that to be a Chad hero. What are your thoughts
I'm
on
the other way
Tiny?
around.
Really?
I think Tiny is a training wheels hero, and Razor has like a little bit of what's it called? Like you have to be at least this tall to be good at Razor. You know, like like there's like a little bit at the start where you have to figure some stuff out. You have to play a couple of games. Like I'm not very good at Razor, for instance. So, but yeah,
Yeah, I think
Tiny. Yeah,
there's an art to playing Razor in a bad Razor game, or like not an obviously good Razor game. Maybe I think, but for I gotta say like Tiny, there's no such thing. You know that hero does the same thing every game. It's always gonna have impact. It's also pretty. Actually, is Tiny being played core these days at all?
yeah, a little bit. It was honestly it was played more off lane than mid, but you can do it either. Not a phenomenal lane against Razor, but you have Avalanche to disengage from lane.
Mhm.
Speaking of heroes who do basically the same thing in most games, it's Shadow Demon, who is again an almost meta staple heroes, very good right now. Does everything. I know your team loves to pick it first a lot for good reasons, so it's a very good hero.
Yeah, it's also insane versus the Razor. I kind of surprised they didn't ban it.
Yeah, so
I don't really understand this, or I don't really understand the sniper ban, to be honest. Like, the hero's good, but it didn't seem pressing compared to a Shadow Demon. Like, Shadow Demon, it feels like once you, as long as your offlane doesn't fuck up or your safe lane doesn't fuck up, whatever lane Shadow Demon goes to, Razor just can't like it, you're getting like 20 damage off at most, which is still like significant, but I think at all stages of the game it's good for sure.
yeah, I think Shadow Demon is for sure broken. Sniper, I think, is like top 3 mid hero. And I can kind of see it because you can kind of pick it whenever. Yeah, I don't know. I guess they're just like concerned about Sniper just like winning mid and then running over the game.
Yeah, maybe it's like a. I don't know. I feel weird letting if you select Razor, it feels weird letting Shadow Demon specifically through. I feel like that hero has like it's broken, but it also is just good versus Razor.
Yeah, I can see that.
I guess the one good part is at the very least if you can get some like really active hero who can jump an underfarmed SD and jump an underfarmed Tiny, you can kind of get a lot of momentum, but it sounds a lot easier said than done.
Well, that's what the clockwork does though, so they're laying it out. They're laying out the plan. Coddle.
That hero, that's the best mid hero of the patch, I'm pretty sure. That is.
Better than Zeus?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's called Zeus and Sniper.
Interesting. Yeah, at the last major it looked insane.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say at the state of Dota 2 right now. Top mid picks: Keeper Lights, Zeus, Sniper,
Yeah,
Sentinel.
the heroes that are
Sentinel.
heroes that are immune to lane. The absolute state of the mid lane right now is not great.
Listen, man, this is why you gotta when they zig, you zag, bring in mid tide hunter. That's how you counter the meta. You know, you just bring in the mid tide. Except that hero gets absolutely bodied by Zeus, Coddle, and Sniper.
I think I could see it being good against Connell, kind of, but you have to dodge a lot of blasts. But yeah, I mean, Zeus and Sniper sound like extremely cool games.
I played it into BMTS Sniper. I went double ring of protection, max W first, and he still easily killed me. Didn't go very
Nothing
well.
good against Billy.
Sounds about right.
That's the goat.
It's just too much damage.
This Beastmaster is interesting, I think. Um, I mean, like Coddle Beastmaster is like a pretty. Usually, when they do that combo, the Coddles don't support. No, because you stack and then you just like you mana your guy while he's axing, and you both take the XP and farm. But I'm like, sure, this. I guess the Tiny could still be core, but
Yeah, I can see Dark Tiny. This 2% is tough.
I feel like you pick Beastmaster to not play the lane these days. But maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it depends a little bit on the matchup. If you're against like Faceless Void, you can skill animals and fight the lane, but yeah. You know, honestly, I'd say there's like I feel like my opinion on this Beastmaster hero is kind of low. I don't know if I have best grasp of it, but I think like compared to like Tundra Beastmaster first pick or 33 is playing it, and it's like they're just like axes the ancients like every single game, and like it's always a whole thing about going to contest the ancients. I feel like it's gone down from that a little bit, where there is like some you can play the lane a little bit.
This is definitely going to be a game though where these Radiant subs they will be stacking off cooldown. You have Coddle and you have Beastmaster. These are heroes who love to. I mean, SD as well. These heroes love to take stacks. There should be a lot of stacking from Cello and from Nephilim.
Yeah, but I'm a little worried about this. I think if this Timbersaw is mid, he'll have like really easy access to the Radiant Triangle, and then he can clear stacks. Like he might be the best stack clearer in this game so far, and if he gets a good start, could be kind of problematic.
I have a solution. It's 5-man stack clearing. You send the entire Radiant team there, protect the stack from Timbersaw, zone them away with SD banishment, Tiny Toss. You're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
You said Razor's a weenie hero. Timbersaw is like the most weenie hero. Pretty sure this is the most training wheels hero in the game. I think.
Yeah, this is. I mean, again, Razor is a weenie hero. Timbersaw is the weenie hero. I mean, look at his face. You can just look at the character model's face and know, yeah, I'm dealing with an absolute super weenie hut junior champion right now.
He does have the
Especially-
weenie cutting in your face.
Especially in the mid lane, I think. Like, yeah.
Yeah, at least in the side lane, you have to interact with 2 opponents and a teammates. Mid lane, not the case. Only 1 opponent. It's not. I mean, sometimes you see people camp mid. Nobody's gonna camp mid against a Timbersaw, so you're in a straight 1v1 there.
It's just that hero does everything. It scales, it farms, it like is the best hero in the game after Whirling Death is, or like on the map when Whirling Death is level 3. It's like it is a weedy hero. Has it always been a weedy hero though? I mean, it used to just be like a straight cheese hero, no? Like you just like last pick it when they did only physical damage, and then you'd win.
You gotta remember, back in the day, you had a lot of tools to, like, for example, you could Timber Chain, and even if you get stunned back then, you could still Timber Chain. So like, it was, you had some wild tech back then. It's always been the same sort of style of hero. I'm sure like all the new items have helped Timbersaw out a good bit, but even before the new items, you would just go, classic Soul Ring, Bloodstone, Ag for double chakram, that sort of bullshits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these days you could just buy like I know a Camel Farmer just goes like a Turtle Shroud first item. Still does like the most damage on the map after buying a defensive item. It's just yeah. Sven.
That E Shroud item, good item. Sven, big man, big sword. What are your big thoughts about this hero?
It's just a solid hero. I guess I like it against like Beastmaster or something. It did not even look like a particularly good Sven game, I think. But I guess I feel like they need more lockdown because they have Timbersaw Razor, of course.
Yeah, I don't know this guy's hero pool, but like there are a lot of carries banned, I think, so
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think like Bristle, Lifestealer, Morphling, Luna, all zeros are banned out. So maybe it was just, you know what? It's all reliable. It always does something.
yeah, there was like I don't know if it was actually this sub patch or the last sub patch, but there was a moment where people were like thinking like, oh, like this might be the carry of the patch because he just gets he's like he has that quality where he's kind of like somewhat immune to the lane in the sense where like he will just get farmed no matter what, like Luna does, and like I don't know, Warcry is just like so good, and he comes with a stun, AOE stun even.
Sure.
I feel like
It's
as
like
the meta's progressed, though, a lot of heroes who do well in Sven naturally have gone into the meta, like Razor, Zeus, Coddle. These heroes, like, they're naturally good into Sven, So
yeah, I think that's why I didn't take off after. Because I'm like specifically thinking of the Shopify game or the Shopify series. Maybe it was versus OG. It was an Elite League, I think, and like they just started the series evolved into like this first pick Sven stuff, and it looked unstoppable in the first 2 games, but it was like solved by the third game, and it like wasn't. They just lost really quick. I mean, that was also Shopify, so Shopify, one might say.
look at the overall draft, though. Where do you guys lean favor wise?
Um,
It's a dark coddle.
it's a dark.
I like
Call.
Dire's draft. I think Dire's draft is easier to play.
I think Dire's draft is also easier to play. I think like um, there's like a lot. I think like the first like 20 minutes might be pretty easy for Radiant, but actually maybe not. I have no idea. I do feel like Dire's just like it's just damage and stun and Razor and team fight. So it's like how do you lose? But this other team is like, well, I mean, I guess it's kind of the same shit. They got it's a bit harder to execute, but they've got all the tools.
You know what? I'm gonna zag here. I think Radiant's going to win. I think Radiance will channel their inner Panda Boo. They will have about 50 stacks combined, and they will win off of economy.
I can see it.
And then if Pattern steals the stacks or Foreplay steals the stacks, call GG. But hopefully they just don't grab the stacks.
Yeah, I think also Dire can make their own stacks too. They're also a stack taking team. It seems to be. Wait, I don't actually know these players. Is it Razor offlane or Timber?
It is
Timber
Razor
offlane?
offlane Timber mid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Over under on number of stacks made between both teams combined, 34 and a half. You want the over or the under?
Under easily.
I'll take over just to be the opposite.
I think I may have set the line too high, but it's too late now. There should be a lot of stacks. There should be a lot of stacks.
Yeah, there should be a lot of stack.
Like you have SD, Beastmaster, Coddle. These are double stack heroes. Razor can double stack. Timber can
DX can
kind of
too.
double stack. I mean, there's a lot of double stackers here. Yeah, if I'm in this game, I'm stacking like 17 camps. I'm level 4 at minute 20, but I stacked 17 camps.
I think if you're the support in the off lane for Radiant, you're definitely stacking off cooldown. Past like 4 minutes or something like that. I don't know when the lanes devolve and the stacking begins for Dire though.
Alright, logical.
I guess
Coddle Timbersaw sounds pretty boring. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, nothing's gonna happen. But it can go bad for Coddle actually. Like if the Coddle messes up, then it can go bad. But if you like, yeah, if you just like play like solidly, like sometimes Coddle players will just like forget that things can go bad, and so they'll just like a couple creeps will get denied, and then the Timbersaw will hit 6, and then he'll dive you, and you can't do anything because you're Coddle. But if that doesn't happen, then you should be pretty chilling. And then like later in the game, it's a good matchup for Coddle. But just watch for Timbersaw getting to like the level advantage. That's the only thing I think that they need to watch out for. And then Timbersaw obviously can contest the Coddle stacks also, which is pretty good.
There's some brawling. A little bit of spells being thrown out bottom. Nothing crazy's happening yet, though. You think bot lane or top lane is going to be the lane to watch here, Ruffneck?
I think in this bottom lane, once they hit like level 3 or something, this Dire team can start just killing this. Every time disruption is down, they can kill SD as long as the clockwork gets on top of them. As for the top lane, well, I think there's kill threat in this lane too, for sure, for both teams. Both teams have stuns and damage. But, you know, I think I'd keep my eye on the bottom one. I think there'll be less stacking going on in this lane. You know, more playing the lane.
It's the point. You leave your void to die. You say, you know what? I need to stack for my mid laner. It's okay. You can respawn. Get a free TP. He's still even trying to attack the small camp. Like, he has the right idea here. Just stacking off cooldown.
It begins.
Dude, Filsky, I'm not sure if you've been watching these Axis top lane logical. There's been some fantastic Axis from Filsky. Like, perfectly timed Axis.
Yeah, man, this is one of his heroes, Platinum tier. This one he's like playing a lot in ring, but man, I have to say, I don't know what this hero does, to be honest.
I'm curious to see what build he does, because I've seen both. The Ags and the Dom.
I can see the Helm Dom like more than the Ags, to be honest, because I feel like whenever I see the Ags, it's like really underwhelming. Especially with like the little stint that Mage Slayer had when it was like really popular. Back then, it was like so terrible in my opinion, but now it's like a little bit better. But even still, I think early Helm Dom just makes more sense.
Yeah, I think it's a good Helm Dom game.
I miss old Mage Slayer. It was maybe the lowest skill item in Dota history, but I loved it anyways.
Yeah, there was something really nice about just being able to like load up on any hero and not really have to think about your item build. You just buy the Mage Slayer.
And the unfortunate part is it got replaced by Eternal Shroud, which is maybe the second lowest skill item in Dota history, like current Eternal Shroud. But it's I don't know, it isn't as satisfying to use as Mage Slayer was.
Yeah. Mage Slayer the old Mage Slayer just did everything. Like literally everything. There was nothing you could desire that Mage Slayer does not provide. Or old Mage Slayer. New one is like, I mean the new one's still fun. It's just not every game.
You can't just buy it on mid-tide every game.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. There's actually, I feel like there's definitely during that patch, there's like a large majority of heroes. Like if you just went through the hero list in the game, I feel like, and you marked them like green and red, which one is buying Mage Slayer, it would just look so great. There'd be like Crystal Maiden, and that's it outside of it.
Yeah, I mean, it was like...
That shit was like so ridiculous.
Yeah.
It lasted like a month and a half, too. I don't know why they didn't fix it.
I feel like it might have even been longer than that. So it felt like it was at least 2-3 months.
Top lane? Oh.
There's a lot of damage being thrown at top lane. Nobody's quite dead. Dive forward.
Oh, Filsky is
used by
looks like
Filsky.
Filsky
Best
is
first
dead.
blood going to KU. Cello wants vengeance. He's not going. Maybe he will get it, or maybe not. KU's baited him with the Lotus. Yeah, rough death there for Filski, but it is what it is sometimes.
He'll be up for this triple wave though, so it's not the end of the world. Oh, bottom.
I missed the kill
Wait,
bottom.
what?
Back to top though. Cello's almost dead. What happened bottom there?
He died by the. I guess he was going for the bounty rune and he lost a 1v1 to a Faceless Void. He
You got
must have
chased
already
really
been.
far.
Okay. Logical, what are your thoughts on the Phoenix hero? Current year, current age.
I think it's not bad. It looks really good this game, to say. There's
I
0
agree.
hitters, and it's like good against all the cores.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about like the Beastmaster matchup versus Phoenix because as someone who has, or I guess I don't play Beastmaster anymore, but I do play Phoenix and like clicking W on top of his board, he is doing the board build, and so clicking W on top of board and the Beastmaster is like pretty miserable for the Beastmaster in lane, nearly unplayable if the guy plays it right. But like later in the
Yeah.
game, Inner Beast Aura is like is pretty big for hitting egg because even your supports are like relevant to hitting the egg at that point.
It's time for Cello to die. Keita, never mind.
Unless-
A 3-man avalanche. He's just fine. I thought he was dead. Turns out he's playing tiny. Instead, it's KU taking a ton of damage. He's got 5 stick charges. Dive ready to go. He's baiting in Filski. Seems like Keita will once again run back to the west. Dive in, dive away by KU. Filski's now half HP. Dark TP's in. He's level 6, but in comes Pattern from the southeast side. Cogs on the floor from Keita. Cello is low. Keita is slowed. Pattern now arrives looking to back up his clockwork. Keita's still alive. Cello to fall. 1 for 0 so far. Keita's still on the run. The blast will hit. That should secure the kill. Now a 1-for-1 trade of supports. Pattern turns to Filski. He's 1/3 HP. He's very low, and now he's very dead. Double kill so far for the dire side, and the fight should be over now.
Yeah, that was good TP from Dark, but Timbersaw just beats all at this point in the game, I'm sure.
You had a good TP, but I had a better walk up slowly and use my spells. You're dead now.
Yeah, he didn't even have to use his rune, he still has the illusion rune.
Yeah. Dark's like hard Russian vessel. I'm not a super big fan of his build. But I mean, he's gonna be doing fine. He's called.
Nephilim has been found by the Timbersaw. Timbersaw is our protagonist, or perhaps our antagonist. Regardless, he's the main character right now. Dark is nearby a Shadow Demon. Chakram forward by Pattern. Pattern destroys the Shadow Demon. He's currently playing a 1v2 fight, but they just can't kill him. He's playing Timbersaw.
Weenie hero number 1 in action.
It's the patriarch of weenie heroes. Bottom lane, Sonagod is in what I'm going to describe as moderate danger. Never mind, he just time walks away. Thought there could be some action, but he's just fine. Coddle TP's in. They'll go in for Kobe. Kobe is 1/3 HP, vesseled offensively, and now brought down by Dark's Luminance. They'll now move to Keita, perhaps, but he's seemingly safe.
Yeah, that's a really good rotation by Dark. I was just going to say that I mean, you pick Razor in a large part to win lane. Obviously, it's functional these days without winning lane, but Faceless is getting a lot. He's queuing up the Midas, which I don't know how I feel about that, but...
I'm a little surprised about the Midas. Over to Cello is being gone on by KU. Pattern rotates over. Filski uses his axes on the stack to aggro, but he's already dead. It's currently a 1-for-1, but look at foreplay. Look at Pattern. They're killing the creeps. The creeps are dead.
That's not great for Filski's game.
No, sir. No, not at all.
He's going to have to slow down.
I mean, yeah, I don't even know what to do about this Timbersaw hero, because I guess you just like need certain heroes that are like that just do enough damage to contest them, like Leshrac and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's like impossible to do anything about him unless like the Timbersaw messes up.
We've got foreplay. He's banished by Nephilim, avalanched by Cello Mallow. Filski has Roar. He'll yell at the Sven. Keita backs him up. Foreplay is very low, trying to juke things out, trying to run away. That's his ability. He's inside the cogs and brought down by the Illuminate. Another kill for Dark, his 3rd of the game. Correction, now 4th of the game, bringing down that clockwork. Dark is, again, he's out of control a little bit, but Other than that, this is still a very even game.
Yeah, for sure. Dark has
And
the
now-
best lane in boot now. It's strong. Now with the ult timing, he's gonna get another kill.
Yeah, they got Chrono, so this is guaranteed.
You know what?
I don't know if he
He's
even
not even
needed to
waiting
do
for it.
it.
He's not even waiting for the chrono. He'll just use it
Yeah.
just in case. All right, logical.
Logical?
Oh,
You go. You
no.
go.
Trust me, you go.
Okay,
Trust me.
Logical. What do you think about the Midas on the Void? Because I'm like kind of confused by this.
Levels are kind of nice. I'm not like a super big fan of the Midas, to be honest. But I've like seen some people do it. I just like Mom a lot on this hero. I'll just go Mom every game, I think.
Oh, that thought
Unless they
logical
have, like,
pattern is hunting. He's a blink dagger and an invis rune. Heroes are about to die. He does almost one-shot Shellomello. What the?
Good TP
Yeah,
out from the shadow.
When you're in the
there.
trees, it'll be like that.
All right, so I
like-
know you were mentioning the solution to this Timbersaw hero. I figured it out, logical. I've been memeing a little bit in my cast, but the more I think about it, I think I'm not memeing. We need to remove like 35 heroes, maybe 40 heroes from Dota, and Timbersaw needs to be in them. Okay, that's the solution to Timbersaw. It would solve the problem, right? He'd be gone.
Yeah, that's interesting because I've always thought that like eventually too many like Dota doesn't really have this problem compared to some other games, but like when I look at like Overwatch and League, they just have way too many playable characters. Like what happens when there's just too many playable characters in Dota? It's impossible to balance. Is there ever such a thing?
I mean, the game is like never balanced. It's just like the different heroes are good. I feel like that's how it is when there's fucking infinite characters. It just like rotates between who's good, which I mean makes sense.
Thing is, okay, do we need infinite characters? Think about Melee. It's got 26 characters, only 10 of them are good, and yet it's one of the best games ever played. So like, we clearly don't need more than the characters. We need less characters.
What if they just started like removing like they did a seasonal thing where they started rotating heroes out?
Okay, would people be that opposed? They're like, yeah, news post. We've removed Timbersaw. He's vaulted for now. Maybe we'll bring him back. Maybe we won't. Will most people even be upset? I feel like 80% of players would be happy with that.
Yeah, that would just be like weird. I feel like they kind of do that anyways. I mean, that like kind of happens anyways. I feel like in like the pro scene, because there's like first phase bans, and then it just like a hero gets really good, and then you never get to see it anymore. Like Chen, for instance.
Man,
Well, yeah, we never see each other. That's for fucking sure.
yeah, Chen's either not viable, therefore he's not picked, or he's so viable he's not picked. He gets first phase banned every game.
Well, he also doesn't have a single immortal for each other.
It's true, Randy.
I'm gonna be real with you. I cannot name a single Chen cosmetic. I don't think about Chen cosmetics very much.
I mean,
He's
I
got the
can't
Rat
do him
King,
by- Yeah,
and
I
he's got
can-
the dog.
Yeah, the Rat King and the dog. I can also like describe some of them, but I can't like. Oh, there's like Buttercup. That was like the first mount that came up with that hero. It's like
Yeah,
a
that one's really
swan.
ugly.
Yeah,
There's the
it's so
gorilla
ugly.
also, right?
Yeah, there's a
Or is-
gorilla.
Okay.
There's like a bird too.
I
That's
mean,
the
the bird
Navi
is
set.
chicken.
I have
The
seen
bird
the
is the
bird.
Navi set. The bird is the Navi set. I remember.
I've seen the bird before.
Yeah, a bird's like an ancient set. I mean, yeah, the problem with Chen is like the cosmetics don't make sense. You're either having like, I guess a hand of God cosmetic would go kind of hard.
Pendants could also go one. I feel like.
Is that hero's ag still the same thing? Hold up. Yeah, it is. Okay.
I'm gonna
I didn't even know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is Chen X right now?
Well,
Martyrdom. It's single target hand of God where you kill a creep.
Okay.
Yeah. It just suicides at one of your teammates. That's really funny.
It used to be global, and then it was fucking really cool, but now it's like it got a range for some reason.
Pesky cast ranges. We need more broken spells like Nimbus that are global. That's what we need.
But see, despite the early, I suppose he even went to stack the ancients, not part of the triangle, which is like technically more safer against the Timbersaw, but he still got at it. But it seems like he's still finding it, and Dark isn't taking it from him. So his game is like really good now, honestly, even though he's 0-3.
There's something brewing bottom, I'm quite sure. Clockwork actually is not level 6 yet. That could put a little bit of a dampening on this fight idea, but I'm sure there's still a fight happening bottom.
I think Radiant can defend this tower pretty easily. Yeah, it looks like they're not going for it.
There's a lot of pings towards the middle of the Radiant jungle, but only pings, no actual action.
You know, I think they might have solved this Timbersaw hero at least a little bit in the sense that like this game they could really just dogpile spells on him. I feel like with no punishment, like you can click roar, click chrono, click purge, watch the guy die, and then you're still like chilling, and the rest of the fight is not too big of a deal. Maybe you want to save purge for this fight, but or the razor, either one. Probably the razor actually.
Yeah, honestly, I expected the Timbersaw to do more, but I guess he did kind of just like destroy the Beastmaster, so
Yeah,
I can't really say he was low impact.
yeah. I can't say he's low impact, but he has been hitting jungle creeps for quite a while, and you know he is the highest level in the game right now, and top net worth by quite a bit. So, or at least 500 is solid for this part of the game.
He's got something on courier. Maybe that's his like go make Dota 2 happen item. What's on his courier actually? It
It's
is
Yules.
Okay. Yeah, Blink Yules. He's ready to go.
You can catch the Coddle really easily with those items, I think. It's good choice.
Shao Demon's ult is bugged at the top of the screen. It doesn't show that it doesn't show his green square.
It
That kisses
usually,
for the shard.
yeah, because it used to take the green shard away when it like got 2 stacks, no? But only with when you buy the Ags, I feel like I'd always see the shard go or the thing go away.
It's
But I
just
guess not.
there.
It's just not fucking there.
I assume it's like on the symbol.
Oh, this dire smoke. It's going to last just long enough to run into Filski if they can find him. Instead, they'll find Nephilim. Sure, it's a good target to find, but nowhere near as good as that Beastmaster. SD will die. Coddle will attempt to throw some spells out. Purge came out from Nephilim. Nephilim's still alive. He's finally dead. Took a lot of effort, but he's now down. Illuminate is dodged by Keita. Dark will force staff himself forward. Still looking for that clockwork kill.
Yeah.
Oh, in comes Pattern. Chakraman to 4-player Rise gets yelled at by Filski, but it's Dire the ones who are doing the yelling. They've killed the Phoenix, but in comes a hell of a lot more Dire side of damage. Keita's barely alive. Sonny got time walks in, looks for the time dilation, but at this point he's already lost 3 of his teammates. Void and Kyle can look to fight still. They have Chronosphere, but again, it's a good win there for Dire, winning the fight 3-1.
Yeah, I think this is where like the Midas kind of hurts because I feel like if you have Mom here, you can very confidently go in Chrono in the triangle there or like around the steps to the triangle, and like you can be confident in your damage plus Coddle's damage to do serious work. But with Midas stuff,
I think he just didn't have a TP, right? Or did he cancel his TP? Because I feel like even with the Midas, you can what's it called? Even with the Midas, you can go Chrono.
you could probably just set up for Coddle.
Yeah, I think he just didn't have a TP. But yeah, I mean the Midas, I don't really know what you're Midasing for, you know? Because if you're just trying to hit the route hole camps until you're strong, you might as well just buy a Maelstrom.
Well, mid lane, Blink Avalanche toss on Razor. Razor is low, but not quite dead. He's very slow, though, so it should be a kill. Luminate hits. Dark gets another kill. He's 6-0-0 in the Coddle. He's, again, Coddle's the only hero... Oh, never mind. They're actually, the Void has not died yet either, but... And Coddle is definitely the big make-things-happen hero, and now that Tiny has that Blink Dagger, that Tiny Coddle combination should do something of value. I mean, I think it has done it twice now.
Yeah, the Coddle's really, really strong right now.
Here we go again, mid lane. Keita is very slowed. Tanks an Illuminate, but Shell does not go for the dive. Alright, I think my brain is permanently warped by, like, the Brawl meta. Because this is literally 1 kill per minute, and it feels like a snooze fest. Well, there's a time, not that long ago, where it was like 0.2 kills per minute in pro games. And now it's like, if it's not literally 2 instead of 0.2, it's a snooze fest.
I mean, this game has objectively had the fights, like some large fights relative to the state of the game. But yeah, I mean, there seems to be a lot of downtime in between. Or they're just hidden creeps in the rat hole camps.
Radiant RS5 mid. This could be a bit of a siege, and it already is a bit of a siege. Mid T1 is brought down by Filski. That's the third tower of the game to fall. Cello can blink in for more if he can find the right target. Looking at Radiant Vision, they have a ward place. They saw Timbersaw on the edge of it. So they know he's in this area somewhere. They just don't know where exactly he is. Cello runs into Pattern, but Pattern blinks away first. Wait a minute, Pattern. Okay, it's fine. So, what is Radiant's answer to Sven just acquiring items faster than the rest of the lobby?
Sorry?
Like, what is Radiant's answer to Sven acquiring more items than everyone else right now? Because he's just farming faster than the Radiant side are.
I mean, they can play fast. They're like at a strong timing right now. I think their main thing is just like running together and taking fights. But I mean, I think you can also just like be content with the Sven getting items if you're like killing his team. So they just need to be getting stuff elsewhere because the Sven's probably gonna get money. You have Chrono, you have Roar, you have like 4 staffs, so you can kite this one.
Yeah, it seems like the killing heroes option is not that viable for PolarAss. They're going for the structures. They've already killed the mid T1. They're going for this top side tier 2. Dire smoke up as 3. Smoke up as 4 now. Looking at Dire's vision, they're playing relatively blind. They'll scan. They see some couriers, so now they know exactly where they are. They'll run to the north towards where the couriers were going to. Radiant sweep to the west. They're TPing away on Sups and Cuddle. Filski's still here, though. It'll only be 1 kill, but it's a big kill to get. I don't think Filski's an angle out on this one. He tried to go for the roar. But at that point, there's no surviving that. It's simply delaying it for a little bit longer. Hookshot by Kate to cancel the TP. 1 more kill for Pattern. His 7th kill of the game. Both mid are 7-0 right now, by the way. Wait, I can't count. Dark is 6-0. Bottom lane, Pattern chains forward. Yules offensively onto the Shadow Demon. Dark and Cello back him up. Nephilim's about 1/3 HP. Turns on the Pattern. Avalanche forward by Cello. It's possible, but does not kill the Phoenix. Phoenix turns out Supernova. Tiny to fall. 1 more kill for Follow Ramen. And they just extend the net worth lead further. Up to 4,000 gold now. Alright, when is our good friend Roshan going to be taken? Because that's got to be the next big thing, right? Our good friend Roshan?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, most likely. This Razor's kind of in hell, actually. I like wasn't really paying much attention to this game, but he's just gonna be BKB Link probably, and there's not anyone that's like phenomenal to Link, so he's probably just gonna like go run in and die.
That's just what happens sometimes in these sort of Razor games where your momentum's not great, not having a fun time, your hero doesn't necessarily do all that much in these sort of, I'm not even gonna say losing games, but bad personal games. Dire are smoked. They're aware of the Radiant side Roshan. Sada got low on HP already. It is a risky situation. Looking at Dire Vision, they don't see much, but they know what's going on. Looking at Radiant Vision, they see nothing. They'll now see a Rocket Flare. It's a wraparound play onto Timbersaw. Tanks a bit of stuns, and in comes 4-play jumping Shadow Demon. Nephilim has Ogre Seal Totem to save himself. Hookshot forward, hits on 2 from Keita. It's fantastic. Cello to fall. Dark is in the cogs. Chrono on Razor, but Nephilim's already dead. It'll be a dead Razor, but in turn it's a dead Faceless Void. Dark gets chained on and brought down by Pattern. Triple kill for Timbersaw, and a massive 4-for-1 rout in favor of Follow Ramen. They'll finish Roshan, and they'll take a pretty massive lead from that team fight win and Roshan take.
Yeah, I mean, Radiant looks pretty tough for them. I feel like they're just play in to like eventually get BKB and Void and hit a Chronosphere. Who took the Aegis? Pattern? Okay.
Oh, wait, sorry.
That wasn't.
What's up?
I thought for a second they used Ogre Seal Totem on Shadow Demon there. That was multiple Force Staffs. So I was like, how the fuck the Ogre Seal Totem? Whoops.
Cholo's build's kind of interesting. He's buying an Echo Saber to hit the egg, I guess, but I really don't like that idea. Because he's just tiny. It's like for sure just not his job to hit an egg.
Yeah, I feel like he should just purchase the Force Staff with the Plunder. You know?
Yeah.
Put it on his teammates.
I don't mind the treads. I was like thinking about this. I see some like EU tiny spammers on pause 4 tiny. They'll just go treads shard to like farm better, because you like don't want to cast your nukes to kill like everything, and also you just like hit towers pretty hard, so like force people back in games where you're in hell. But
So it's Brown Boots, Blink, and Treads.
yeah,
shard?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Brown Boots, Blink, treads shard, and that makes a lot of sense to me, I think. But this I'm not a super big fan of. I've also seen like Blink Conda, which I don't think is that good this game, but I think it makes more sense than Echo if you're trying to like 1v9. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think Force is better.
Does Conda go off on toss?
Yeah, it does. It goes off on toss and tree throw.
Okay.
Fire sweep through their own jungle. But again, with some good ward coverage, they knew exactly what was coming. Therefore, the gank does nothing. Seems like PolarAss are content to play this top lane area. Perhaps get some wards up the tri camp, take these top towers, take the Radiant's Tormentor even. But for now, the siege is not happening quite yet. They're still waiting on the creep wave. Or perhaps not 4 places. You know what, Badger? You're just objectively wrong. I'll blink in there and take the tower anyways.
Radiant still do all of their tier 2s despite being 9k down. Hello.
I guess the problem is, though, it's just unclaimed gold now. It's kind of free for the taking. Take a little bit more money for free. They got the Radiant side Tormentor, by the way. Got a free shard on Razor, so it's shard on Razor, shard on Clockwork from the Tormentors.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, the razor shard is big, and the clock shard is also really good if you know how to use it. I like the Yules also. This like shard Yules clock, I feel like is pretty high skill.
Well, here we go. Sonic God's BKB is not going to be there for the next fight. It's time to leave, and PolarAss, no, the TPs will be in time. K-Tub was blocked by the creep wave. If that creep wave wasn't there, that'd be a very dead void, but instead it's only a dead ancient black dragon.
Yeah, that's tough. That would have been like a pretty devastating kill for the Radiant, I think. Especially right before BKB. Or I guess BKB's dead on his courier.
Yeah, honestly, that's kind of tough. That's like probably not a bigger deal than killing the void, but kind of a big deal. I think these tier 2s are pretty forfeit.
Yeah.
I mean, most of these tier 2s will still be alive, though. I mean, this siege has not been that fast for ramen. I mean, they'll get this tier 2 bottom, but other than that, they don't have much time to use the Edis and Pattern anymore. Look at the waves. They're not in a great spot right now, so that's not like they're going to swing to mid, swing to top. No, I mean, look at they're at their own high grounds, top lane, equilibrium-wise.
Yeah, they've been doing a really good job on the Radiant of keeping this top lane pushed in. Obviously, the tier 2 is already gone, so playing around this, probably their win condition.
This is just it's classic PolarAss Dota. This is what they do. They like to drag these games on. Like to get a situation where they can have these late game team fights on their terms, and if they have to drag the game out for 30, 40, 50 minutes, they'll do it. They've done it before, they'll do it again. And they're doing it right now. Well, Aegis is lost. pattern will probably not die anyways. He's playing Timbersaw, but every minute that passes, Timbersaw becomes a little bit more vulnerable. Just a wee bit more vulnerable.
Yeah, the Tiny is continuing to be a rat in the top lane, just cutting waves and taking the camps in no man's land, or in the mines rather. He did also switch to the Conda, seems, from the Saber. But meanwhile, bottom.
Yeah, walk in, glyph, walk away is the name of the game for the time being. There's another dire wave in the way, but for now they're TPing back towards the rats. Speaking of the rats, he appears to be found by Keita. He's jetpacking over, looking at dire vision. They didn't actually see him. Oh
That's tragic.
no!
That's tragic.
Right direction, but the wrong timing. He tells us you're killing these creeps. Not a care in the world.
Yeah.
Tower is under attack.
He didn't finish the camp. He's going back to finish it.
I'm looking at the dire vision. They don't know. They're looking around. KU's going over. He wants this so badly.
Is it gonna happen? No, it's not. He's gonna...
Oh
He's looking
no.
Oh wait,
I'm
Shallow might
find him
run
by
into-
accident.
Yeah, wait. The flare barely doesn't see him there. That's so funny.
Oh no.
Now the whole team is here now too, so the opportunity is gone.
Like Shallow, he is most certainly mellow right now. Dire, they are not mellow. They're up by 13k and they're still angry at the game's sake because this guy is just playing top lane. They can't kill him.
So, okay, wait. I was wondering why, or if Pilsky was taking the Centaur creep with his Overlord and like over an ancient creep before the stomp, but I think it's just because it's closer to him. He hasn't been near the ancients in a while.
And
And they're
eventually
chipping-
they'll kill it. They'll kill the tower eventually. One little
There
bit
we
at
go.
a time.
Permanent damage.
What's that neutral item called? The one, repair kits?
Yeah.
I missed
See,
repair
that
kit.
Yeah, you should make your tower multi-thought too.
Yeah.
Can't believe that did that.
I miss repair kit. I don't care what people say. I love repair kit.
I
Repair
think
kit
I
was
got a rampage
miserable.
with repair kit once.
Like, how does that make sense?
Like
with the in your
I was like the
inventory
last one
or the
alive.
towers?
I was like the
I
last
see.
one alive, and they were all 5 going up, and I clicked repair kit and glyph, and I killed all 5 of them, like with me as well. But
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. I thought you meant like your tower got a ramp.
They found Filsky. He yells at Razor. At this point, he's yelling into the void, it appears. They're hunting him down. Hookshot misses. Sonic got it. Chronospheres 2. It's Razor and Sven on the inside. Razor the target, but Sunray is healing. Yule's on Nephilim. Radiant are having a rough time in this fight right now. They'll lose their Shadow Demon. It will be 2 dead once Nephilim dies. And at this point, the fight is over. Only, there's one problem. Look at the wave. It's been killed by Filsky.
Dragon.
oh man,
Ancient Black Dragon. It is just ruining the day of ramen. They're gonna keep extending the gold lead every minute. We're gonna have like a 95,000 net worth lead at minute 60, and they still can't do anything because the waves are being cut.
I mean, delaying the game is like good, obviously, because they just need more time, or they can actually get good fights. But I mean, the Razor's like coming back into the game. The Razor's gonna be a real hero pretty soon.
Dire's bottom
Oh, and not just like a block that you can't walk into.
I also think in general, Dire probably farms a lot faster than Radiant.
Yeah,
It's-
especially when you have more of the map.
Alright,
So as
I
long as they
figured it out.
delay it, the network lead.
Eventually, Timbersaw and Sven will run out of item slots. And at that point, it's only winning for PolarAss.
I mean, to be honest, like what's it called? No, not Timbersaw. Sven definitely like stops getting stronger like pretty soon. This is like a kind of timing here. I don't think this hero scales forever. Timbersaw, I'm pretty sure does like kind of scale forever though. This hero, like even like at 50k net worth is like when you start to fall off. There's so much room to grow on this hero, and obviously you can get your 25 talent, and then you just like one shot people also for like a really long time.
I'm pretty sure you can have 8 useful items on Timbersaw, at least.
Yeah. You don't have a BKB. You can eat an Ags,
Refresher.
blink upgrades. Yeah.
Eventually,
refreshers.
eventually he'll do all of that, and then he can't buy any more items. And that's when PolarAss, they will then scale. That's
Yeah,
their
he also gets. Yeah, he also gets the second chakram too, so he's like.
He gets 2 axes.
Well, we're in a little bit of a base race scenario, kind of. Both teams are not going to commit to it, though. They'll walk away, they'll return to their equilibrium. The tower is taking another 100 damage top lane. Seems like the name of the game will be Roshan, though. Roshan will be alive in 11 seconds. It's a relatively late timer. But at this point, again, they're playing the area. They have a ward here. They're rocket flaring the pit. Eventually, they're like, hey guys, Roshan's here. Take Roshan. Free Aegis, free banner. And then hopefully at that point, if you were a fellow ramen fan, go high ground.
It's really tough to go high ground this game. There's the.
Well, there we go.
Unless
He's
he gets the
jumped dark. He
gobble.
has jumped dark. He's inside the Chrono, but so are 2 other Radiant Cores. KU is a Sunray. In comes a Link from Kobe. Dark's incredibly low. Hook shot in by Keita. Sonagod's low. He's hitting the Supernova. That's not going to work. Dark to fall. Sonagod's not too far behind. Stunned by the Supernova ending. Vessel forward. No time walk to the west. But it's a rough spot to be in for the Faceless Void. He simply will die. That's 2 core kills. Kado's bought back. Void has no buyback. And apparently Roshan is for suckers. They'll go high ground without it.
That card was a bit
Yeah.
tough, I think.
I think he rushed it. He just wanted to try to kill 4 players. So, yeah.
Yeah, he just set up both his cores to get like owned. I guess Vilsky lived.
The Dark bought back, though. That's pretty tough.
Yeah. I mean, it means the game will go on, I guess. They'll discover Roche's up, so.
I think, yeah.
Roshan's going to go top then. Look at the cheese instead of the banner. Nice little bit of queso for them. Top lane. Blink, but a good Manta. Stopped, I believe, the Roarcast animation. As a result, Kobe was able to get a little bit more distance with the Ogre Seal Totem and get away from Filsky. Filsky gets hook shot by Keita. He'll Ogre Seal Totem as well, though, but a Yules comes in from Keita as well. Foreplay has Stormbolt. He'll blink in and then Stormbolt. Filsky will roar the Razor. Cello dies pattern on the east side. Back to Filsky. Gets forced away by Nephilim and then blinks away afterwards. So it is at least 1 kill, bringing down the Tiny. You did not get the core Beastmaster, however, but you will get Roshan, and once you get Roshan, then it is surely Dota 2 time.
Yeah, so with the Call dying back and Roche being up, there's just a really, really clear win condition here for Dire, I think. And that's to take this and kill the Coddle. The game will be. I don't think the Radiant team can play fights without Coddle.
They can also just like go high ground with it, just probably. You have to worry about like tossback, I guess. But I don't think you're even dying in Chrono really.
Yeah, I think the net worth lead is too much to worry about tossback, because you get tossback and just like not die, and then the rest of the team's there. I mean, now that I said that they had like good high ground earlier, but now that I think about it, like they have like Grace Sustain on Dire and counter initiation as well with the Clockwork. So like if your guy gets tossed in, you put a Sunray on top of him and your Clockwork clicks hook shot on you. Or the guy near you.
Question of the day, does Pattern die this game, yes or no?
No.
Aegis Death doesn't count, I assume?
No, it does not count. I'm fucking death on the scoreboard. Will there be a 0 or will there not be a 0?
I think it's 1.
I'm saying
die.
0.
I'm with Ruffneck here. We're against too logical.
Yeah, I think that's probably the safer, but I think he'll die 1 time.
Dude, they see
Clockwork
Pattern.
is-
Look at him. He's standing there menacingly. They just can't deal with him right now.
Yeah, he's gonna have to do some diving, to be honest. He won't die of the other team's volition. He'll die of his own volition.
I would like to see him buy the flamethrower for this situation exactly.
So would I. I agree.
I agree. He should buy flamethrower and then dig on 5, I'm pretty sure. Or like something like that, yeah. I guess the Octarine core is just like kind of classic.
Now the funny part is, I think he was trying to greed it out and get a free shard from the Tormentor. 3 Tormentors have been taken. No shard for Timbersaw though. Went to Clockwork, Razor, and Sven. So not Timbersaw.
I think he was only eligible to get the shard from like one of them, maybe though, right?
Yeah. Because he's been top net worth the whole game.
I think he was eligible for 2. I think Sven was ahead of him for Tormentor number 2.
Hmm.
And at that
Okay.
point, Clock already got it for free, and I think Phoenix had already bought his. If Phoenix did not buy his at that point, then I guess I'm just spreading misinformation, but I think he had bought it at that point.
Oh, there's a double damage
Yeah,
on the
foreplay,
Sven.
he's kind of alone, but never
And
mind.
they
He's
can't chill.
yeah, they don't need him. They do not need him. He's just going to slap down the Tiny. At this point, it's time for Cello Mello to gather. There's no way he lives here, right? There's
Well,
no
Moves
way
on
he
him.
lives
He's gonna
here,
frost
right?
for a second. He's
Okay.
allowed.
Well, he'll gather moss for a little bit, and now we'll perhaps head towards a high ground siege. We have a wave mid, therefore there could be a siege mid. Filski
Yeah,
is
God's
cutting
Strength
next
is still
wave,
up.
though. Like, this next wave will be gone, so they have one wave to play with.
They've got God Strength DD. I guess the DD and the God Strength, they're both about to run out, but they'll at least get this tower.
It's kind of crazy that no one in Dire has bots. Like Pattern especially does not have bots. But yeah, I mean they can't just like throw in probably, especially like the bottom. They've got bottom wave.
I don't know. Flamethrower would be hype here, I think. You just click on the tower.
Yeah, I can see it.
You say they have bottom wave, but it's more like an unrealized potential bottom wave. Like, the bottom wave could come in, but it's not coming in yet.
Yeah, they should go. They should have went there, but they aren't.
Yeah, at least if you give it a rocket flare, maybe it pushes in suddenly, but...
Sonny
Mid
God's
lane,
standing.
Blink Hex from Pattern. Sanagod's very
Oh.
low, was defensively disrupted. Bit of miscoordination there. Sanagod will attempt to get away. He should be fine. Pattern still wants to jump in further. Well, he has Blink ready to go. He's
They're
looking for Sanagod. He blinks forward correctly with the Hex, but it's not quite enough damage. Avalanche toss from Jello. Pattern gets purred out of Shadow Demon. Sven goes forward. Stormbolt gets the SD to fall. Roar the counterplay. But Sven's absolutely fine. He's simply been yelled at a little bit. And now we're back to the tower. It's under attack. Radiance Glyph. E-Blade on Sven. The tower's very low. Chronos. No, the Hex!
Oh.
The Hex is fantastic! Nephilim buys back. Masanagod's down. Cello's in danger. Cello's dead. Double kill for Sven. Now Tiny buys back. But Faceless Void has got no buyback. It's a 4v5 fight in Pattern. Still has 2 lives to play with. He cares not about the Dota 2 damage right now. Range Rags die. One more E-Blade. On Foreplay. Foreplay needs to be a little bit careful. Blink inbound Pattern. Shiva's Chakrams on top of the Beastmaster. He'll BKB with instead of then Stormbolts. Now gets disrupted by Nephilim. Foreplay is being kited. He got, I believe, headbanded back by Cello, but in comes a Supernova. Goodbye, Cello Mello. Sunray actually will not heal Kustaya run away from the Sunray. Regardless, the Rax cannot run away. Blink in again by Pattern. Hexon keep it. He's dead on Dark. That is a dieback. So it's 3 dead, no buybacks. That will be Rax bottom, surely. Barring a miracle, this game will go the way of ramen.
They got a Chrome. 20 seconds.
They do,
They
but
just
no
will.
coddle, no tiny. Where is your damage?
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Bilski goes for a very bold play, trying to make something out of something, but he's simply dead, and the GG is called. Game 1 goes the way of ramen.
We'll play 43k gold league gracious.
Out of it. Well, I will be taking my leave. Thank you for having me, Badger. I'm sorry if some other things came up on the mic that weren't supposed to.
It's alright.
You just heard one. Hello. That was all. You
Thank-
turned around. I can turn around.
Hey, thanks for coming on, Ruffneck. You have any final words, call out, shout, say to the people of League of Legends?
I believe in Dark Dota for this game too.
Sheesh.
I believe in Dork Dotes. Strong words, but possibly accurate words. Have a good night, Ruffneck.
You too.
Alright, so I'm sure I'm gonna cut to a break. Got any final words to say to people before the break, Logical?
Nah. Unlucky game, but I mean, yeah, I'm sure PolarAss can bounce back.
Alright, my name's Badger, joined by Logical, no longer joined by Ruffneck, but we'll be joined by game number 2 in, I don't know, 4 minutes? Let's say 4 minutes. Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. It's I Badger back for game number 2 of Ramen taking on PolarAss. That remake you saw, it is a figment of your imagination. It never happened. I don't make mistakes. I am joined though by another man who doesn't make mistakes. It is Logical Dota 2. How you doing, Logical?
Doing good. It's true.
10 seconds remaining.
Man, it's hot. It is hot. I'm gonna blame the heat on this one. I don't do well in the heat.
That's good. You should always have an excuse.
10 seconds.
You know, it's always good to have an excuse ready to go. Because of course, you know, if I'm, nah, I can't do this. Too,
That way you
too
can never make
egotistical.
mistakes. Something else's fault.
Actually, unironically, like 88 degrees in here. I'm not having
That's
fun.
awful.
Yeah.
AC doesn't work or something, or what?
AC does not work.
10 seconds remaining.
So yeah, I need to afford to fix the AC. So
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Team ban.
of course, you know, you stream on Twitch, and then your CPU makes a lot of heats,
10
which then gets into your room, so it
Radiant
becomes even
team
hotter
ban.
inside the room than outside the room. Oh yeah. We have a draft though on our hands.
10
I didn't screw it up this
seconds
time. We have Doombringer, Brewmaster, banned out again, Pangolier, Chen, Disruptor, Ruffneck as well. So same bands as last game, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's the same pick order also, right? Far Ramen has first pick.
Yes, they do. Same pick, but different sides though, as they've swapped sides from G1 to G2.
Let's see, they run the Razorback.
I hope they don't. I don't want to see. I mean, it's the right pick, but I just hope they don't do it.
I don't even know. He didn't even have a phenomenal game. I'd say if the game went like a little bit less bad, then
10 seconds.
the Razor like not having early impact could have been a bigger deal.
5 seconds remaining.
That's the thing, right? The hero, it went that badly, and yet the game was still pretty comfortable. So
Entire team
there's a reasonable expectation that the Razor will do better this game than last game.
Yeah, that's fair. They could counter it better though. I think there's like, I mean, they should probably take the SD now, but I guess they lost with it, so maybe they don't feel happy about it. There's like a bunch of heroes also. You can like pick Centaur against it. It's really good. Lane's not phenomenal, but you can.
5 seconds
What's the
remaining.
spell called? Stampede. You can stampede away from the static link, and also you can like kill the Razor depending on the support you have. You can just like all in the guy.
You always could just dodge the lane as well. I mean, I know I think it was like 3 or 2 days ago that Jim was playing support Centaur just to like just for that sort of purpose, you know.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, support Centaur is pretty good. Nixus doesn't. No.
They go with the
I
Knicks
guess
instead.
Yeah. So what this tells me is they're not even like trying to play the game. I feel like when you pick Nyx Assassin, it's just like you're just expecting the game to go to shit. Not necessarily that you're losing, but just like it's hard to tell what's literally happening.
Seconds remaining.
And then Nyx Assassin can thrive in those situations because you just get a kill every once in a while.
Team ban.
Yeah, this Nyx hero does a lot of damage, and I don't know. I see it in lads a lot, and whenever it happens, the hero just does a lot of damage.
Yeah,
You'll
you just
see
fuck
like
people.
you'll see these Nyxes sometimes just go like the objectively wrong items, and they'll still just like one-shot heroes even without the right items. It's wild.
5 seconds remaining.
You remember when this hero you see played mid unironically?
No, when was that?
Like 2013.
Team ban.
No, yeah, I didn't play
People
back
would
then.
just play mid Nyx, and they would just rush Dagon. And I'm not talking like, I mean, obviously scrubs and bums did it, but like actual pro players would do that sometimes. Usually it was like Arcane Blink into Dagon though. It was.
They'd have those 3 items at minute 29.
Nah, it'd be like minute 22 usually. It'd be a little earlier than that.
Remaining.
Because they weren't like actually buying small items back then. They were just buying like bottle, stick,
Yeah.
and then just into
I mean, that
Arcane
happened with Puck
Blink
though,
Dagon.
right? I remember the Treads blink good timing was minute 22.
Oh man, those are bad times. Usually I say good times, but like Treads Blink minute 22, those are bad times.
And there's just like less money.
10 seconds remaining.
There for sure is inflation, but for sure makes the game like way more
5
enjoyable.
seconds remaining.
Have you ever tried playing old Dota again?
Radiant's
Can you
Like,
do that anymore or no?
yeah, you can. I was doing it a little bit.
I figure out how to do that. I miss old Dota.
Okay, I think the easiest one is 6.83, but you can literally play any patch.
Wasn't 6.83 notoriously awful? Yeah, it was. That was the sniper jug troll patch. It was terrible.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty fun though. I don't know, but yeah, I mean like those heroes are really bullshit. Also, I don't think it was whatever the TI5 patch was, 6.85 maybe or 4.
That's 6.4. I think
It's Lesh.
6.84C. Yeah, it was like Lesh, SF, Lena, that sort of stuff. Lesh being the big one, but I remember it was like, it's like a big stack patch.
I said I got Marcy. Yeah, I have not seen Neff play Marcy, but I kind of assume he can if they're picking it like this. Sonic God definitely played it though. We watched that.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him play it. I remember watching his stream. I think you might have been there when I was doing it. Where I was we were just
Yeah.
watching him play it, carry, and it went well until it didn't.
No, they won the game. It ended up being fine. It was just, I mean, the only thing was like his tier 5 neutral item choice I didn't like.
Hmm. You wanted him to go force boots, right?
Yeah.
He did not go force boots. He went something else. You know what? I like the pick. Is it good? I don't know. I don't care, but it's exciting, so I'm excited for it. Even though a lot of these Punch players, they buy like these weedy items now, there's always excitement to hook. It's just one of the more interesting abilities in Dota history.
Yeah, it's fine. 5 punch is just like legitimately good, I'm pretty sure. You just have to like hit the hooks. If you miss hooks, then the hero can get useless really fast, but if you hit early hooks, then the hero is broken in lane, and then obviously like late game, you just have like a save and the reposition and like a BKB pressing stun, so the hero is just really good.
10 seconds remaining.
Alright, so Radiant, they picked Razor and they picked SD. Why is the Dire Throne not dead yet? Shouldn't it be dead by now? Isn't like a little like code in the code that says, hey, if one team gets Razor SD, the enemy throne instantly explodes, game over?
I don't think Razor's that good to be honest. I think the hero's like pretty good because you can do what Radiant's doing, where you first pick it and then it can go all 3 lanes. But I think the hero by itself is not. Isn't that crazy?
But they
But
got
yeah,
the
like
SD, who is just this perfect pairing hero.
yeah. I mean, SD is really good.
I already mentioned last game the offensive purge into Razor, but if SD gets a shard, you have the defensive purge, which is super good with Razor.
Dire team pick.
What's a Mars? Got any Mars thoughts or no?
Yeah, hero is pretty annoying to deal with, and also like a classic Filski hero. They have a lot of saves for it already though,
10 seconds
so it's
remaining.
the arena's not going to be
5
very powerful
seconds
this game.
remaining. Pick.
Can you hook through Mars Arena or no?
Yes, you can.
Interesting. It's gonna be really hard to be because between hooking through, dismembering the shard through, and SD disruption,
10 seconds
it's
remaining.
gonna. I mean, Filski's gonna have a hard game to play.
5 seconds remaining.
We have confirmed though it is Carry Marcy with a 5 Wisp. I guess if we're being technical, it
Yeah.
could be mid Marcy. Dark does play it, but
Radiant team banned.
No, I think I mean with the Marcy Wisp, now it's almost certainly going to be Marcy Wisp.
I mean, I
Who
am
knows, maybe it's
100% sure he
first.
plays Marcy. Want to know why I'm sure he plays Marcy,
Yeah.
Logical?
Why?
I lost Lad's Finals because of Dark Marcy. That's why.
There you have it.
So
I mean, yeah. I've seen Dark play it. Also, I've seen him play this very matchup very recently, actually, Marcy into Timbersaw, and it's very not fun because you don't do anything on Marcy until level 6.
5 seconds remaining.
Actually, you do one thing, and that's you throw people under the tower in the mid lane. If they like walk up too far, you can kill them under tower. But that is literally that's all the heroes. You 8-click creeps, and then you aggro the wave, so you can 8-click creeps, and then you throw people under
Dire
tower.
team banned.
The only problem with throwing Timbersaw under tower is Timbersaw has like 34 armor at minute 5, so I don't think
I
tower
mean,
tries to do much.
Throwing Timbersaw into the tower is good. It's pretty good for a while, to be honest. But what's it called? It's like they just like won't they won't let you if they're like aware of what your game plan is, and also it doesn't like one shot the Timbersaw like it does some other heroes. Mercy's probably good against like Storm, for instance, in lane. Like that lane is probably pretty tricky for Storm because you can get thrown into the tower, and you like kind of have to walk up on Storm in your ranged hero. But yeah,
Yeah, Timbersaw. Luckily for Timbersaw, not Storm Spirit. Unluckily for us, he is still Timbersaw. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's his Parsley carry. And it seems like KU is banning, expecting it to be a Marcy carry.
yeah, and it looks like they're banning for Timbersaw mid also. The Quap ban. I guess it could be Razor mid maybe. Also,
It's just banning it for both, right?
yeah, I'd say heroes that you wanna heroes that are good against Timbersaw mid is TA. Storm's also pretty good. Lesh. Yeah, Zeus obviously. OD. The lane is like not even that good for OD though. I'll say. Alright, they need a carry hero or an offlane hero on far ramen. I'm guessing they need something against Nyx Assassin also. Templar Assassin is best against Nyx. Luna is there. I'm not really sure what 4 play wants, to be honest.
You know what I think he wants? I think he wants Punch carry.
No, it's Pudge 5 for sure. Maybe he wants it, but he's not. That's not what's happening.
You think he wants Dragon Knight?
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, I don't know if he wants it, but that might be his hero. He got like stunned into hook.
Is he a big Ags Menta DK player?
I don't know if he is, but I think they just think it's good because they picked it for Jorik also when he was standing in. Also, there's just a good chance of DK offlane and Razor carry, which makes sense for the range melee of their lanes.
Guess if you're Razor, as long as you're not getting speared away, it's a pretty easy link to get off. So just dodge the spear, Lamau.
Okay, and there's OD.
You know, I'm excited. I'm excited. I don't know why I'm excited, because this draft is probably more boring than the last one, but I'm excited. We have Pudge, and we have Mars. And those heroes do things, you know?
Yeah, sure. Nyx Assassin will also, every once in a while, just like pop out and one shot someone.
Do KU and Keito lane swap at all, or is it like hard 4, hard 5 for them?
I'm not sure. But I kind of don't expect them to lane swap. Like even for these lanes.
So then it's going to be DK with Razor Pudge in the offline?
That's what it would be, but I don't think they're gonna swap.
Looking at the overall drafts here, where do you lean?
I think Radiance is easy. Yeah, Radiance is actually harder, but I think they got like tempo. Dire, I can see Dire winning. I'll say I think the Dire is gonna win.
You know what? I've been wrong once. I'm ready to be wrong again. I will predict Fire Ramen to win game number 2. So what do you buy on this Outworld Destroyer hero now?
Witchblade. It's nothing like it's nothing special. He doesn't need to buy a BKB this game though, which feels really nice. for a while. At least eventually you'll want it, but like you don't need to be you don't need to early BKB because there's not like a bunch of stones.
So you can go like say Hurricane Pike, Witchblade before your BKB.
Yeah, I'd say he'll probably go like Witchblade, Pike, then like an Ags or a Blink.
Do you go full Revs Breach from that hero, or you just stick with the Witchblade?
That's not how you build that item anymore. It's
So is he gonna
Parasma.
build? He's gonna build a Parasma then, or no?
Eventually. Dark also likes Revenant's Rouge, but I'm not convinced it's very good.
You are just joining us. Welcome to game number 2 of the League Lad Season 15 group stage game between Ramen on the Radiant side, who won game 1, taking on PolarAss on the Dire side. I am Badger. I do not know how to build Parasma, and I am joined by Logical, who does.
That's right. A Witchblade plus Mystic Stab, and then I think it's a recipe also. Yep. 400 gold recipe these days.
Okay, there we go.
30 seconds to battle.
And 4 near indeed. We are all near fans on this fine evening, of course. RIP.
RP. They're just like waiting for a hook on Radiant.
Looking at Radiant Vision, I mean, they know he's in there. They don't know. Okay, now they know exactly where he is. Surely they don't screw this up, right? They've messed up one of their spells already, but they have enough spells to hit. They'll kill Chella. First blood will go to Foreplay on the Dragon Knights.
Starting with the same build that he did last game. Putting another strength melee core.
Yeah,
Kind
true.
of surprised he's going for. Actually, I guess maybe this game he'll want a Null Talisman, so that makes more sense. Let me see what he did last game. But I'm kind of surprised he doesn't start with double Gauntlet, because I think the Gauntlet. Yeah, he did go double Gauntlet last game. Okay, so he's doing it this game because he wants to know. Oh, makes sense. The Gauntlet is just like a crazy item though on Strength Heroes. It's just so efficient.
Yeah. There's stuff being delivered already. Hook off the mark from KU. Did he hit the hook in the first engagement of the game, or
He didn't use one.
Yeah, he didn't use. He's 0 for 1 right now on hook accuracy.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. Not who wins, who loses, what the KDAs are, what the gold is. It's how many hooks this KU hits. And so far, it's 0%. Mid lane, Timber OD. You said it was good for OD, correct? Is Timber have like an in this lane, or is it just always OD favored?
I think it's like the lane is like almost Timber favored. The lane is like very even. I think you have to know what you're doing on OD, because you can't just constantly orb this guy. And I mean, you can W every once in a while, but that's like all you do is you just W once in a while. And Timbersaw doesn't take that much damage.
So let me get this right. That's one of the heroes you want to lane to Timbersaw here, and Timbersaw still almost wins the lane?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want it for the lane, I would say. You just want it because it kills Timbersaw the whole game, and you probably should buy a blade now. I don't think Pattern's very good at buying items, I'll be honest, so maybe he won't buy a blade now. I think that's like one of his downfalls as a player. Still really good, obviously. I like rate him very highly, but yeah, I think sometimes he buys troll items. Like the one game on Zeus that we casted, he just bought Yule Scepter.
Yep.
Against the stuff fucking Spirit Breaker that didn't do anything.
Top lane, Nephilim goes down. The kill is split between the SD and the Razor. Maybe he thought the SB... I never asked him what he was thinking there, but I'm sure he had a reason for it. Whether it's a good reason, probably not, but he had a reason.
I think he likes Yule Scepter a lot. I mean, that's like a fun item. You can do a lot with it, but I think on Zeus, you kind of... Zeus can like run out of damage against certain heroes, like against Bristleback and stuff. He was playing against that game, you can run out of damage, so you need to keep buying damage items, or like keep buying items to scale like Octarine.
I just watched KU waddle around for like 40 seconds waiting for the hook. He just looks a neutral creep, man.
Yeah, I mean that shit is like really broken, to be honest. Being able to one shot big creeps is like very insanely strong.
Dude, I'm sure if Pudge ever becomes like super broken sup, let's give him the Shen Ench treatments. There'd be like only one shots creeps at certain levels, like certain tiers of creeps at certain levels. Like the same thing with Doom, where it's like, oh, you only one shot to a certain point.
I don't know if they'll
the
ever
Pudge
do
surf.
that. I don't know if they'll ever do that, but maybe they'll like the like really like the big creeps, like the Satyr Tormentor and stuff, maybe those creeps they'll just make it like ancient creeps where they don't one shot and they just do the damage at some point. But I'd be surprised if they ever did something like that because I feel like that'd be weird to code because it like one shots the creeps. It doesn't what's it called convert them or something, you know?
And I'm sure they have something in the code for like Chen and Stoombringer where it's some kind of similar like logic. And I mean, they're professional programmers for Valve. They'll figure it out. If they have
Right.
vector targeting and like spell amp and shit like that, CDR, I'm sure they can figure out whatever conditional state it would be.
True.
Yeah, it's funny. That's kind of the reason why that Ice Frog made Dota 2, where it's like, yeah, you know what? We need to be able to program more things. Dota 1 simply lacks the ability. Go to Dota 2, suddenly get CDR, cast range, all that wild and crazy stuff. So
This mid lane's going like, I guess that CS wise is pretty even, but there's like I've been watching it the whole time and I feel like Pattern's definitely getting pressured. I might have over exaggerated it. Maybe it's not that good for Timbersaw. Or maybe it's like still OD favor, just not that much. I think that Pattern probably should have bought some small items. Like you look at Dark's inventory, it's all small items. He's a big fan of this ringer regen first, just to because this hero needs regen really badly. And then he bought double null stick. Finished a wand also. Yeah, so he's well, how much net worth is he has? He's at 2.2k worth of small items. Meanwhile, Pattern is only buying items that he wants later on.
he's stacking though. He is stacking. He's getting ready for the long game. Logical.
Yeah. And he pressed Q to kill, to do literally half the damage. That's funny. Crazy champ. And then he's gonna, yeah, kill the rest. Really funny hero.
And the funny part, bottom lane, they're going in for Pudge. Pudge will hook Filsky for moderate damage, but at this point, it's a dead KU Pudge. I actually really like calling heroes that I've disdained for champions. People sometimes are like, oh, you can't call them champs, but I think calling them a champ is like the perfect insult. Like Timbersaw? I dude's a wacky champ right over there. We're calling him weedy champ earlier for a reason.
I literally have never played League, to be honest. I've actually never played. I've installed the game to play TFT, but I've never actually played a League of Legends game. But I still just call it champ because I think it's funny.
It is definitely, like, it's not like 10 out of 10 funny, but it's like 8.5 out of 10 funny for sure.
Pattern is kind of struggling now. Dark out of Haster and he's level 6. Pattern has to kill more jungle creeps.
Dude, Dark, he really wants to do something. Look at it, he just rendered a tower. Wanted to run a Timbersaw. Like, you know what? I am sick of your hero. I see it in all my pubs. I want you to die. Wasn't able to do it, though. Instead, Shellamel, it's going on by KU, but again, Dark is hasted, and now KU is banished by the imprisonments. Surely Pudge will die. He's got Hook ready to go, but again, there is no surviving. There's simply diving, and there's going to be a bit more gold headed to Dark. There it is.
Nice rotation. 6-minute Haster noise feels nice. It's just like 4 bracers in the bottom lane. That shit is extremely bored.
Isn't that the Dota 2 for you now, though?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Well, luckily, both teams did grab one. Wisdom runes, nothing too crazy swing-wise either way. I've seen a number of these games where one team has gotten 2 wisdoms a couple times recently, and those are always a huge win if you can get both wisdoms. All right, what are we waiting for, Logical, for something interesting to happen? What big level, what big item do we need?
8-minute ruins is the first thing where there might be war again. Because I don't really think anything's going to happen in these lanes.
There's more mid, hold that thought. Oh, banishment into the impale. Pattern goes forward. Hammers drop by Dark. Pattern's low. Dark is low. Both might die. Radiant subs come in. Vengeance on their mind. Dark has been blood grenaded. Pudge inside the banishment. Can the hook hits? Correction, hook not even needed. Kate secures the kill. Both mids now dead.
Jesus, he was level 5 one shot, even, I'm pretty sure. That's kind of surprising. I did see that he got a wisdom rune, but did he get 2? No, he didn't. He only got
only one.
We A good trade for Radiant, I'm pretty sure. Trading 1/1 mid. Although I guess Dark got pattern XP.
Yeah, we'll call it even. Let's call it an even trade. Say both teams. I mean, most teams, they're both okay with that. I'm sure
Yeah,
both
for
mids are upset, but that's Dota 2 for you sometimes. Wait a minute, 4play's going Mage Slayer. Speaking of 4play, he's been Arena Spirit of bottom lane by Felski. Marcy and the IO have arrived. 4play certainly will die. He's got a stick ready to go. He'll use it, but again, in the 1v4, there's only so much a man can do. And now the man is dead.
Yeah. A nice little portal rotation. They used Arena. I would kind of want to defend this tower, but I guess they have no TP on Timbersaw, so it's a bit tough.
They see KU. He's already dead. Kill secured by Felski, and the tip comes through. That's, you know, PolarAss are feeling good. They start tipping.
Yeah.
And they were not tipping much last game.
They kind of won the lane on Dire, which is really crazy. If you think about it, it's like a Mars Nyx assassin lane.
Well, Tower is dead, but Radiant certainly want vengeance. Tether away by Nephilim. He's ticking down a little bit now, sticks up, and he's actually fast enough. He's fine between the all the Marcy move speed and just tethering to the Mars there. Been a 10 rune, Arcane rune top. Seems like Dark Dote's gonna grab that one. I'm looking around at items right now. I don't see anything too out of the ordinary. It seems like some very standard items here. I'm seeing a Falcon Blade on Gobi, which again, I feel like we're seeing a little bit less Falcon Blade, but I'm sure this game is perfectly fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine on Racer. The only alternative is like Null Talisman. I kind of like Falcon Blade more than Null sometimes. It's obviously twice the cost, but I think getting the extra HP can feel really nice early on some heroes. Like on Weaver, for example, I think Falcons look probably better.
Especially in a game like this where you're playing into Nyx, you're playing into OD, you're playing into Marcy and Mars. These are heroes who are very much interested in going on you and killing you fast. The extra HP can really turn the engagements.
Sure.
Now, they do say that Dota is a game of inches logical. And it's the little things. It might just be me who says that, but KU's been spotted by Cello Mello. KU gets banished by his ally. Meanwhile, mid lane, Dark Soul kills Pattern. Back to top lane. Down goes Keita. Down goes KU. Back to mid lane. 4play counter kills Dark. It's a 3-for-1 across the map. Somehow, some way, Dark got that kill solo. Dropped the hammer. Demolished the Timbersaw of Pattern. And again, big win there for PolarAss across the map.
Yeah. This looks pretty tough, to be honest. I mean, yeah, he uses ult, which is pretty good. Pattern is like struggling though. Well, not really. Will for sure not have as much impact as he does last game.
Oh no, KU, he just split the wickets on that one. Pattern, he's timber chained forwards, but the opportunity has been lost. You will not get a kill. You will now walk away sad back to your dragon.
He's maxing rot on Pudge. That's kind of crazy, I feel like.
Yes, it is, but
on Stop Pudge.
I mean, KU, he's a little bit crazy.
Yeah, he has all these mana items too.
Want Dark mid lane. Big kill if they get it, but it's an illusion that tanks the hook. Might even been an intentional hook looking for the Nyx, but it was not Nyx. It was but a Phantom. And as a result, there will be no kill, at least in the Radiant direction. Instead, it is Cello Mello who's invis. Problem is, Radiant see him under a Sentry Ward. Mid target's denied by 4play. Gonna draw my box, draw my X back to top lane. Keita is rotating over. Filski has Kobe in the arena. Both teams throw out some spells. Seems like the Razor will be absolutely fine. Filski has been linked on up, relocate forward by only the IO. Cello arrives. Impale misses. Another split the wickets play there. Dark has arrived to the fight, looking to clean things up. Kate is already dead. KU's on the run. KU will hook Dark with his last breath. A little bit of a angry, he knows he's lost sort of play, but it's 2 subs dead in the tower. T1 top will die as well.
Yeah. Looks pretty tough for Radiant, to be honest, but I mean, they can still just like win some fights. And other heroes, like, I think their whole draft though is kind of reliant on having 3 cores with like pretty good games. Unfortunately, I feel like none of them have phenomenal games. Foreplay has like a decent game, but 13-minute Mage Slayer is not even good. I would say it's like nothing to complain about. But you can like definitely have like minute 10 Mage Slayers.
If you're grading that time, you give like a B, you know, like a B grade, which is acceptable. It's pretty good, but you want the A grade for your Mage Slayer timing, surely.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's tough, I guess, on carry because like the offlaner is just like look at Felski's inventory, for example. He has like 3,000 gold worth of stat items. You don't really want to do that on carry. Sometimes you have to though. Like I mean, Foreplay has double bracer rate.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? If it means you buy items that no actives on a hero with very few spells. Seems like we're back to farming for a little bit, at least until, I guess all the spells that matter are up right now, but, you know, it's going to be an opportunity thing for whenever, for example, the Mars can find an arena, then you've got relocate in, then there's some Dota 2 that can be done, but, you know, Radiant, they're not giving a perfect chance. Keita plays defensively behind Kobe, and everyone's chilling right now. Hold that thought, though, because Cello has found pattern, and Fulski's there as well. A massive kill if they get it. It's already secure. Relocate's used just for good measure to secure the kill. Arena on Foreplay. That'll be 2 big core kills. In comes Dark, the 5v1 into a 5v0 real fast. And that's the play we're looking for if you're a PolarAss fan. Big win. Now their network lead extends further. Radiant will look to fight top, perhaps, but instead... Oh, no, it's an absolute disaster. Hooks it out for KU. It's perfectly timed. But they might just kill the Razor anyways. Hammers dropped by Dark. Double kill for Nephilim on the IO. A 4 for 0. And suddenly, this game is looking a little bit out of hand already.
Yeah. It's pretty tough. They have like a bunch of setup heroes with the Wisp also, which is what you're looking for when you pick Wisp.
Pattern arrives top lane. Bit of an active play here, but as that happens, SD is speared back. Good target recognition from Filski. Chained away by Pattern. He's lost his friend. And now he'll get away.
They're eyeing up Roshan, which is a really good call, I think. The OD orb works fully on Roshan, so does a lot of damage. They have enough sustain also with the Wisp. Mars can tank it.
You know, look at this OD hero, you know, one of the 5 or so best Roche takers in Dota. And when you're this far ahead, you might as well grab it, because again, sometimes you die, you lose your network lead. How to stop that? Just don't die. Roshan goes the way of Dark Dotes on the OD. And okay. I need a way in. How does Radiant win this game still?
You can get a hook. You can always win with Pudge, because you can just like hook a couple guys and then the game goes to shit.
Alright. I'm just gonna write that down on my notepad. KU outplay enemies.
More likely than you might think.
He's a 3-time champion, it's pretty likely.
That happened in one of my games also against the Ploopy team. We were like Omega in hell.
Mid lane, Sonic, he's got the Armor Toggle, he's got the Armor Toggle! The arena on 3, oh, what an absolute turnaround. 4 plays, TP's canceled, Impale on 2, goodbye Dragon Knight. Pattern will try to fight, but that's futile. 3 kills. It looked so good so briefly, but instead it was an absolute disaster. Make that lead 11k, mid 17. It's down the mid lane we go, and unlike game 1, there will not be creep cutting shenanigans in this state of the game.
Yep. That's really tough. I feel like someone like didn't cast their spells on the Marcy or like didn't hit him to try to give a kill. That's unfortunate though. Like barely lived. It just toggles. There's Wisp there. Wisp is so broken. Goddamn. What a stupid piece of shit hero.
You say that as well, knowing that you indeed have been picking this Wisp hero.
No, we don't. It's always bad against it. You picked it one game though, I guess. Actually, that's true. You picked it one game. I had like 30 kills and you got banned all the other games.
Sometimes all I have to do is play it once. You put the fear of God in the opponent. It's like, you know what? I'm just gonna ban out. We're not gonna play against it. I know when I played with Jim, it happened a lot. Where it's like we just picked like core Ench one game. They just banned Ench for us this season. picked core Venge once they banned it out for half the season. Good times, good times. Foreplay has been spotted, but he's got a T2 tower to his name, so seems like he'll be A-okay. Radiant are smoked up on 3. Bit of a desperation, all-in fight they're looking for, perhaps. They see Sonagod. If they kill him, it's fantastic, but no! He's off the mark on KU. Hook accuracy goes down. And the win probability goes down with us. Back to top lane. Spear missed by Filski. Both teams missing spells. Now it's rebound missed. Arena hits. Banishment. Actually stacks with the hook there. Oh dear. It's not good. Razor fall. Marcy's trying to fight, and well, Marcy's unleashing the damage. Hammer dropped on Foreplay. Foreplay's dead. 3 down. The move to K down the Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon's going to run away. He'll drop some poisons before he gets dropped to the grave. 4 kills for PolarAss in exchange for nothing but mana, HP, and cooldowns. And again, our leads up to 15,000 gold, nearly 16,000 gold, so yeah, it's pretty over.
Yeah. I think it was an outdraft, honestly. They probably should have banned OD at the end, though. I think the OD kind of slip up.
Yeah, I don't remember what they banned, but I'm sure they were regretting not banning it. Those are good bans, actually.
And yeah, they're okay bans, but it wouldn't be as bad. I think also, like, in this game, OD, the extra save is like something that the other heroes don't have and makes the game like, more difficult.
Well, Pattern's been found, and now Pattern... Was that only Chell who did damage there? Jesus.
You can... Yeah. Yeah, it just does TK damage with Dagon Shard. Yeah, I mean, now the game is like really sad, especially when you're behind on the next. Like, if the game is even, look at the Radiant. Look at the Dire wards, actually. Jesus. They have so many wards. They're like a little while.
They've got 5 wards down. This is just, again, perhaps a little bit of overkill. Perhaps the wards should have been used earlier, but if you're not going to use the wards, you might as well do this. Have infinite vision. You know, you can get all these D wards and like, oh, they don't see us, we've D-warded it. But they've got redundant wards in case there's a D ward. Okay, bot tier 2 is going to go down. If, I didn't see the kill mid, but apparently it was very fast, because it happened very fast.
He has low HP. He has low HP on Razor farming the wave. And then you just got Arena.
I see. Well, there's only 2 lives on OD for 20 more seconds. Perhaps Radiant will look to hunt him as the Aegis expires. Maybe that's their way back in the game. Get OD, get a big streak kill from that OD dying, but... You know, we've got 8 seconds left on the Aegis timer. Sonagod unleashes. He's still tethered to the IO. Radiant Glyph, Dire walk away. Aegis will expire. And now Dark's back to full HP, ready to go. Buttons. You know what? Dark respects this this KU Keita unit enough to not walk back high ground again. He'll walk away, and now we're going to wait slightly longer.
They're smoking up on Radiant. They have Blink DK finally, so they can do some like hooking, or they can do some blink at the hook.
Looking at Radiant Vision, they saw some heroes in this sort of Radiant jungle area recently, but looking at their current vision, all they see at this point is heroes who are very far away. They don't even see the Six Assassin. They don't see the Marcy right now. So, and they're working with very limited information. I think they pinged out somebody's over there where Cello is, but at this point, the gank will miss. And they needed kills. They needed anything, even like a support kill for morale purposes. But they did not get it.
Well, Sonagod bought the shard early this time. He's learning. Last time he didn't get it until minute 50. This time he bought it of his own volition at minute 22.
Yeah, I mean, he's learning, he's adapting, he's improving. Which, if you were a fellow ramen fan, not a good sign, because your odds of winning go from low to even lower. Seems like Cello and his team want to play the Radiant Tri-Camp. They have a lot of ward coverage right now. Looking at their vision, they actually somehow see nobody despite having 3 wards there, but they'll now see KU. Killed one of the wards, and now they'll move to the Radiant side jungle, running towards perhaps the Razor, perhaps the DK. But looking at the Dire Vision, they don't know where they are, so it'll be Cello setting things up. He sees the Razor. He'll drop the combination, and he'll one-shot the Razor with 1 full Nyx salvo. R.I.P. Razor, free kill for Cello. He's 6-1 and 14 in Mixed Assassin. And now at this point, mid lane we go. Dark hunts for KU. He'll force forward. And he demolishes KU in 4 hits. Thought for a second he'd be dropping the hammer, but hammer not needed. That's a dead guy.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it'd be like that. Now they can for sure just go high ground. Miss an important guy. Even unleash this for it. I guess I'm gonna make sense. Kill the buildings with it.
P3 dead. Rax not too far behind. And they're waiting for Pudge to respawn. But again, it's going to require some big outplaying from the Radiant combined with some big misplaying from the Dire to lose some of these fights at this point. Blink Cook. That's hits Filski. He'll read it in time, and now Big KB. Goodbye, Pudge. Razor BKB's running on forward. Link gets broken by the Force Staff, and well, foreplay will stun Shallow. It's a big kill on Nyx streak-wise, I'm sure. But they just can't kill him. He'll go forward on Sonagod, bringing back the DK. He'll BKB on Sonagod, impale onto the Razor. Razor's dropping, Patterns dropping. Radiant are collapsing before our very eyes. Foreplay gets saved by Keita. Keita dies to save him. Foreplay actually blinks away, so Foreplay will be kept alive. But again, it's still a 3-for-0. It's still dead bottom racks. And the GG is called. And mercifully, they let us out of this game. It's going to be a dominant Game 2 win for PolarAss.
Big hook. Wait, that hook was kind of funny actually. Like, he was reloading and then he got hooked and it like pulled him out of the reload. He like hit him before the reload went off, and then the reload pulled him. But then Pudge got top priority, so then he brought him back.
Start 2 for you right there. That's hilarious. Alright, so if you're PolarAss, you're just feeling pretty good about the game number 2. You'll say, you know what, game 1 never happened. We won game 2 in a slaughter. We're feeling pretty good. If you're follow Ramen, probably the reverse. You just ignore the existence of game 2.
Yeah, I mean, game 2, they have Marcy Wisp, which is like a pretty broken combo. They got a really nice last pick OD. It's yeah. It's just a drafting error. I think I don't think they played particularly bad.
Yeah, man. Hypothetically, if they have, you know, some combination like the Timbersaw and the Razor and the DK do well in the lanes, then it's okay. Because you say, you know what, sure, maybe it's a hard draft to win with, but we have this DK can play around, this Razor's out of control, or this Timber, like, again, Timber game 1 was out of control. Game 2 was certainly in control. You got any more analysis, Logical, or are you good?
No, I mean that's just how it goes sometimes in the group stage games. These teams will probably be seeing more of them.
I'm sure we'll see more of them. You know, long time lads playoff stalwarts. Both came in as preseason teams with expectations for a reason, and both will make the playoffs, I'm sure. Logical, thanks for coming on. You got any final words? Call it, shout, say to the people of League of Lads.
Shout out to Foreplay.
Shout out to Foreplay, indeed. Thank you to Logical for coming on for both games. Thanks to Ruffneck for coming on for game number 1. Thanks, of course, to the viewers for tuning on in for this 2-game series between PolarAss and Follow Ramen that went a 1-1 draw. Thanks to both teams for the Dota, especially the hooks in game 2. Those were kind of entertaining. So if you want to cast your games, cast your tournaments, contact me on Discord. It's Badger Pablo on Discord, or over on Twitter.com/BadgerDota2. So if you're like a Pro TO, you know, go dial me up. If Pro TO is still higher North Americans, then yeah, dial me up. Either way, thank you for watching, and as always, have a great night.